Welcome to the Next English Podcast Orbit.
Hello and welcome back to the Next English Podcast Orbit, your go-to podcast for personal growth, mindsets, and practical skills to take your English communication to the next level. I'm your host, and I'm so thrilled to have you tuning in today. Whether you're commuting to work, going for a walk, or relaxing with a cup of tea, welcome. Today, we are going to dive straight into a question that I receive from listeners almost every single day. Why do I freeze up when I try to speak English, even when I know all the grammar rules in my head? If you have ever felt that frustrating mental block where your mind goes completely blank the moment you need to open your mouth, this episode is tailored specifically for you. Over the next 15 minutes, we're going to break down 3 simple, actionable habits that will help you overcome that fear and speak naturally. Let's start with the root cause of this fear. Why do so many smart, capable people hesitate when speaking a foreign language? The short answer is perfectionism. Most of us grew up in school systems where making a mistake on a test meant losing marks. So our brains were trained to treat mistakes as failures. But here is the truth you need to internalize today. Language is not an exam. It is a bridge. When you speak, the primary goal isn't to deliver a flawless grammar lecture. The goal is to convey an idea from your mind into someone else's. Native speakers make grammatical errors all the time in casual conversation. Slips, pauses, and incorrect tenses happen to everyone. So, habit number 1, shift your standard from perfection to connection. Before you speak, ask yourself, is my message clear enough to be understood? If the answer is yes, you have succeeded, period. Do not let the fear of a missing preposition stop you from sharing your thoughts. Now, how do we train our brains to stop translating every single word back and forth from our native language? This brings us to habit number 2, shadowing and self-talk. First, let's talk about shadowing. This is one of the most effective language learning techniques used by polyglots worldwide. It works like this. You play a short audio clip. It could be a video, a speech, or even a section of this podcast, and you repeat what the speaker says with a delay of just 1 or 2 seconds. You mimic their tone, their rhythm, their pauses, and their pronunciation. Shadowing builds physical muscle memory in your mouth and vocal cords. It reduces the hesitation gap between hearing a word and pronouncing it. Second, pair shadowing with self-talk. When you are alone at home, talk to yourself in English. Describe your routine as you do it. All right, now I am boiling water for tea. After this, I need to check my emails. It might feel a bit silly at first, but it trains your brain to think in English phrases without the pressure of an audience. Habit number 3 is about how you learn new vocabulary. Learn in collocations and chunks, not isolated words. If you memorize individual words from a dictionary list, your brain has to work twice as hard when constructing a sentence because it has to figure out how to assemble those individual pieces together under pressure. Instead, learn words that naturally lift together. For instance, instead of just learning the word decision, learn the combination, make a decision. Instead of learning rain, learn heavy rain. Instead of do a mistake, train yourself to recognize make a mistake. When you learn language in pre-assembled chunks, speaking becomes faster and feels much more effortless because you are pulling whole phrases out of your memory instead of piecing together single words. Before we wrap up today's episode, I want to give you a small challenge for the next 24 hours. Pick 3 short phrases you heard in this episode today. Write them down. And try using them in your self-talk or in a real conversation before the day ends. Remember, use it or lose it. Let's quickly summarize our core takeaways for today. Focus on communication, not perfection. Practice shadowing and daily self-talk to build muscle memory. Learn word chunks and collocations instead of single words. Small, consistent daily effort will always beat hours of irregular studying. Fluency is a continuous journey, and every small step you take moves you into a higher orbit. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today on the next orbit. If you found value in this episode, please hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share this with someone who is working on their English journey. Until next time, keep practicing, stay curious, and keep stepping into your next English podcast orbit. Take care.